Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Miss Silver here, and today I'm going to teach you guys step by step how to recreate this beautiful Hollywood waves. And by TikTok request, I'll also be uploading this video in Spanish. Alright, and here is a quick before of my model's hair. For Hollywood waves, it's always recommended to have a lot of length. And before we start with our waves, we need to protect the hair with some heat protectant. I will be using the heat protectant from Ca. Also, I will be noting down on the description box all of the items that I used for today's tutorial. Also for these waves, I'm going to be using the Paul Mitchell Flexible Style Fast Drying Sculpting Spray, Osis Level 1 Elastic Hairspray, and I'll also be using the Sexy Hair Volume 8 Hairspray. And before we start with our waves, we have to do the proper partings. I always like to do a side part because it just complements the hairstyle a lot better. So be sure to ask your client what side they part on. Now that the sides are sectioned, I can move over to the back side. For the back side, I'm going to be working in horizontal partings, always beginning on the bottom part of the hair, and this is about 3 fingers, so we're going to be working with a lot of finger sectioning. For today's Hollywood waves, I'm going to be using the 3/4 barrel by Hot Tools. The tool will be at its hottest setting, so make sure you turn up the heat. For the back part, I'm going to do a sectioning at an angle, and I'm going to lather the hair in the Paul Mitchell Flexible Sculpting Spray. Make sure that you brush out the hair with a comb so you don't have any knots and you don't struggle later when it's time to brush out the hair. For the proper curling method, we want to take the curler and place it underneath the hair. Okay, so the curler will always go on the bottom part. Then we're going to bring the hair around the barrel and twist as the hair comes forward. Bring it around and twist, bring it around and twist, bring it around and twist until we get to the end. I always like to scoot down the hair, especially when I work with a lot of hair. And once I'm done, instead of standing there and curling it and waiting for it to heat, I just like to tuck the ends in and wait until the heat does its job. Once you feel the heat come to the surface of the hair, you know that the hair is ready and it's time to remove the curler. Be very careful when you remove the tool from the hair. It's important to hold the hair in place, get your duck bill clips, and make sure you pin the hair correctly. I usually like to do 2 to 3 clips per strands, and you're going to leave it like that for a while. Moving over to the next section, I'm going to lather the hair again. I'm going to place my tool on the bottom part of the hair and continue with my rotations. And remember, once you feel the heat on the surface of the hair, you know it's time to remove the curler. And now we can start working our way up. For this next section, I'm going to do a part of 2 fingers. Make sure you don't do anything more than that. If not, the heat will not spread evenly. You don't want to have too much hair on your partings. Next, I'm going to divide all this into 3 sections, and my partings are going to be at an angle. Starting from the side, lathering the hair with my Paul Mitchell spray, and I will begin to curl the same direction. Remember, the tool will always be on the bottom side of the hair, and we curl. And we will continue to do this along the back side of the hair. Once we get to the crowning area, I will come back and explain the next step. All right, and now that we are in the crowning area, I'm going to do my last sectionings. For this part, because it's such a smaller area, I'm going to section at an angle, as you can see on the screen, and I will continue to curl. And again, this is going to be only 2 curls. Now that I'm done with the back side, I'm going to move over to my largest section. So if you went ahead and parted on the side, you should have a larger section and a smaller section. I'm going to start working on the larger section, and I'm going to do 3 partings. Starting from the bottom, I'm going to do my first, and following the same technique, palmation spray, curl, and pin. Also, I want to take the time to remind you, if you're in the LA area, Orange County, Riverside, and surrounding areas, I do private classes, one-on-one, and group classes. So if you're interested, all you have to do is send me a message on Instagram, or you can email me. My information is on the description box. Or if you want to do an online class, we can definitely make that happen. Now that we're done with this part, we can move over to the next section. But before, we need to pull out our wax stick. This will help us to bring the baby hairs down and slick the hair back. Now that everything is combed back, I'm going to use a few metal clips to secure the hair. And this is going to be a temporary placement while I get the bobby pins and place the hair accessory. Before I do any of that, I need to make sure that the hair is properly curled. So I'll go ahead and take that in one big piece. And yes, it might be a lot of hair, but we have to do it in one piece only. And now that this is done, we're going to let it sit for about 30 to 40 minutes. But before that, we're going to spray it with a volume 1 hairspray. All right, now that her hair has been sitting for a little while, it's time to remove the clips and see what we got. When you take down your hair, it should look something like this. I'm going to spray it with a volume 1 hairspray, and I'm going to brush that out very carefully with my comb. And you should have something like this. Now we're going to work in rows, so I'm going to go ahead and unpin the other section that I started with, and I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to spray it with a volume 1 hairspray before I brush it out. Next, I'm going to move to the upper section, and I'm going to repeat the process, volume 1 hairspray, and brush it out. Next, I'm going to take my extra hold hairspray to start setting the waves, and I want to do this in between every wave so all of the hair can start setting and it lasts the entire day. Look how beautiful those waves look. Now that I'm done with the back, I'm going to move over to the smaller section where the hairpiece belongs. I'm going to bring that down, mold the hair, and wait until I have set the hair correctly. Then I go ahead and put on the hair accessory. Next, I'm going to move to the bigger section and do the same process. Volume 1 hairspray, brush it out, extra hold hairspray, and blend it in with the rest of the hair. For the frontal part of the hair, I'm going to remove it, spray it, and I'm going to do a teasing on the section to get that nice wave. And I'm sorry, I didn't notice until now how my arm is covering most of the process in the front, so I do apologize for that. And this is the final look for the Hollywood waves. Let me actually change the angle because you can't see the entire thing. Give me 1 second. All right, here is the final look. Look how beautiful those Hollywood waves look. So detailed, so beautiful from every angle that you see it. The hairpiece complements this hairstyle so much. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to learn next. And remember, I will be uploading this video in Spanish. Please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the bell icon so you can get notifications every time I post a video. And don't forget to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I'll see you guys again on the next tutorial.